Hitting the heavy bag in a gym can be very intimidating for a beginner if you're going there for the first time and you don't know what to do. You probably will feel awkward, you will feel silly doing it. And after watching this video, it's going to give you a great understanding of how to hit the heavy bag correctly so you don't feel stupid, but in fact, you feel good and you feel like you know what you're doing. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you one little tip that you can do that'll make you look like a pro when you are hitting the heavy bag. Before I competed in the Olympic Games, hitting the heavy bag was probably the number one thing I did that helped me have success in the Olympics. This is a great piece of equipment, but being a boxing fitness gym owner, I do know how intimidating this is for beginners because there's so much to think about. But as well, what you're probably thinking is about everyone around you, what they're thinking about you, where really they're not. They're focused on their own workout, and the more you do boxing, the more you'll understand that when you're hitting the heavy bag or doing boxing training, there's nothing else you can really think about other than the boxing training that you're doing. So I'm not worried what Peter on the 2 bags down's doing or Sally over there on the speedball is doing. I'm focused on this and being the best version of myself I can be. When you are hitting the bag, you always want to have your hands wrapped underneath your gloves and then obviously your gloves on. So first things first, you're in your boxing stance. And if you don't know what your boxing stance is or how to box, pause this video right now and watch my other video where I teach you how to box in just 4 minutes and then come back to this one. But I'm assuming now you know your boxing stance. So you're in your boxing stance and the distance that you want to be to the bag is, so if I put my hand all the way out, my hand just goes through the bag. And also the other side, that you can't be too far back or you're definitely going to be leaning when you're punching, and we don't want to be here. So make sure your distance is a little bit close to the bag, so when you do punch it, now I can punch through the bag. Now a couple of things to think about when you're punching the heavy bag is you never want to hold your breath. You always want to exhale with each punch, so it's a that's going to help you stay relaxed, not burn too much energy, and as well, you'll be able to get more speed and power in your punches when you're exhaling. Now, the other thing to think about is your fists. A lot of beginners, when they're hitting the heavy bag, they'll have a tight fist all the time. Like here, my fists are really tight, my fists are really tight. But if you do that, you're going to burn out a lot of energy in your arms and get tired faster. You want to have loose fists here when you're not hitting the heavy bag. Then just before you hit the heavy bag, tight fists, hit the bag, then come back out, and then loose fists here. So loose fists, tight fists, hit the bag, and then relaxing them fists after that. And then I would recommend working on straight punches only. So you've got a jab and a cross, then you can put them together for a 1-2. And what I always see on this channel is work on your technique slowly before you do them fast. Because how the hell do we expect to do things fast when we can't even do them slow? So we're here working on that good form and technique. Straight punches, slowly. And then we can always pick up the speed where it's a... So now we've done the straight punches. Now we want to work on moving our feet. When you move to the right, you want to move your right foot first. When you move to the left, move your left foot first. And you always want to land on the balls of your feet. When you land on the balls of your feet, that's putting you in a position to be able to throw punches. When we walk as human beings, what do? We always walk, we walk heel, toe, heel, toe. So it's natural for you to want to step around and land on your heel and toe. But if you're in this position here, you can't throw any punches. Compared to here, I can always throw the punches. So you're moving around the bag, stepping, like this. And then if you get comfortable with that, you can kind of go on the balls of your feet and move a little bit faster. This might feel awkward. If it does feel really awkward at first, go back to here where you're just stepping and stepping. You can even come backwards, but obviously you're not going to throw punches from here. But you're just coming out of range, you're working on footwork. Because after all, boxing is a full body workout. You want to work them legs as well. Then move forwards, side, side. Then what you can do from there, you can add in them straight punches. So I'm going to throw 1-2. I'm going to step to my right. 1-2. I'm going to step back forward. 1-2. Moving to the side. Moving to the side. Now, a couple of common mistakes I see when people are moving and punching. They'll move to their right and they'll move the left foot first. And they'll end up in a cross position like this. Or they'll move to their left and move their right foot first and cross the feet. You never want to cross your feet when you're on a bag. If you're moving right foot first, moving left foot first. All the time. So you're always in the position to throw a punch. Now, another big mistake I always see is dropping your non-punching hand, where you'll throw a jab, and this comes down. We call this firing the bow and arrow with beginners. They'll throw that one and this one will kind of come out or drop. Or you'll throw the cross, and you'll drop your lead hand. To look good, you always want to bring your hand straight back to your face after every punch. So I'm here. My hands, no matter what punch I'm throwing in boxing, the non-punching hand should always be by your face. Now, before I show you how to look like a pro on the heavy bag, I want to show you one more punch. which is the hook. Now, this is the most awkward punch to throw in boxing. You will feel awkward when you're throwing this punch. Don't worry about it. Everyone does. And this hook punch is with your lead hand. And when you're throwing the hook, you always want to throw it after you've threw a 2. So I've threw that 2 there, and I'm in the position right here to come back and throw that hook. Or you could throw it off a 1-2, 1-2 hook. Throwing a lead hook by itself, it's very advanced to do because you're not in a position to do it here. To throw this, you've got to kind of step with it, or you've got to kind of slip with it and throw it, but we're not there yet. So you want to throw that 2 to put you in the position to throw it. When you're throwing the 2 hook, you can't throw it like a long straight 2 like this, because if you see now, I'm out of range for that hook. You've got to shorten that 2 punch. So it's going to be a shorter punch, which puts me in the position to throw that hook. Now, if you notice when I throw this 2 punch, I'm closer to the bag, I'm in range to throw it, but also my back heel's off the ground. What I'm going to do, I'm going to drop that back heel as I throw the punch, like this, and it's this movement here that really gets the power in the punch. A little bit faster. As you've seen there, the power's in the punch, because I'm getting that weight transfer into the punch. Then when you do the 1-2 hook, a little bit faster, it looks like that. And honestly, them's the only 3 punches that you need as a beginner in boxing, because you can throw so many different combinations from them punches, like a 1-2, 1-2 hook, or a 1-2-1, or a 1-1-2, or a 2 hook 2, or a 1-1-2 hook 2 hook 2 hook. And the list goes on and on. So get comfortable throwing them and getting used to the footwork and the movement before you start trying to throw any fancy punches. When you're ready for the fancy punches, you can check out this YouTube channel where I give you lots of education on more advanced things. But for now, they are the things that you should be working on. Now, before I show you how to look like a pro on the heavy bag every time you hit it, I just want to see it. Boxing on a heavy bag is a full body workout. And what I've been doing to get the most out of my sessions is taking a supplement called Shroom Tech from Onnit. This is a supplement that I take before my training sessions, and it really does help me with my endurance and gets the most out of my session. So I look better when I am hitting the heavy bag. And there's so much BS out there when it comes to supplementation, and what Onnit are doing for all my subscribers, because they really believe in their product, is giving you 7 days free trial. Yes, you're getting 7 days for free. All you've got to do is click that link below. No strings, no BS, just get 7 days free trial. And if you like it, which I'm sure you do, because I love it, if you want to buy a full tub of it, you can go to onnit.com/boxing and you get 10% off. That's onnit.com/boxing. Now, this tip to make you look like a pro when you're hitting the heavy bag, I want you to move your head before and after every punch. So rather than, now if I move my head before and after, watch the difference. You see? Now I look like a pro. But to be able to do that, you need to perfect your technique. That's why I created this video here showing you exactly how to perfect your technique in boxing. Click here and watch this video next.